Alright, so this is my second attempt at a video on how to change the impeller on an older model Volvo Penta 5.7 GL motor. I'm out here in the sweltering East Texas heat. I'm in my 1995 Celebrity 200 SS ski boat. A little bit of a project here. This is our 5.7 liter Volvo Penta GL motor. You see it right there. And so the point is, I try to post videos, for things I can't find online myself, and so somebody else hasn't done it yet. So here's a motor, 5.7. Here's a video, 5.7 GL impeller replacement. Now this one in particular is different than every other video I found, because in every other video I found, the impeller was on the front of the motor. In other words, you could just take a little plate off, and on all the Volvo Penta motors, and you can take a plate off, and boom, it's right there. You pull it out, you change. You don't have to mess with belts or anything. On my motor, it's reversed. So let me show you that, because somebody out there has this problem, and you're fortunate because I was just putting it back together, and I'd already made a video about this, and as I went to put it back together, I realized I had put it in wrong. So that doesn't build your confidence, but this is better than nothing. So you get to learn from my my errors. So here we go. So this is the front of the motor, and the impeller is right down here. So here you get your belt in the impeller housing. Now most impellers are on the front like this, right in here, with a little box or a round case that sticks off the front of the motor right here, and you'll just remove a cover and you're good to go. Now in this boat, obviously that setup would be impossible because of how close all this is, but also this may just be indicative of the older model. So on my model, what you can see here hopefully is that the impeller is actually behind all of this here. So there's two bolts. There's a bolt that was here. I've already removed it. It was a 1/2 inch head, and there was one on the bottom. And you remove the tubes from the back, and the hoses from the back, and then you can pull this out. You can simply, it's loose. You can pull this out. So if you do have to pull this out, which I'm about to show you how to not have to do all of this that I'm doing here. Come on, belt. Trying to video. Oh, well, here we go. Alright, so if this is your impeller, then that's where you can see. Now this is your impeller, then what you have on the back side. So this is sitting in there, actually like this, and in that housing, okay, and back down here. So you remove your intake and your flow-through hose. This is where it comes in here, exits from the seawater, comes in here, the water circulates through the engine here. You see, now let me show you this. If you want to check your impeller, now what you're going to do is there's these 3 screws here. When this is installed, you have one screw at the top, and then you have the 2 screws at the bottom. Now let me note that this is a great way to remember which direction this thing goes in, because for one thing, if you put it in backwards, the hoses won't fit right. And for another thing, knowing that there's that single screw on top is helpful. This screw right here you see on top holds a flange or a part that's on the inside of here. So in order to check this is going to be like this. So while it's installed on the motor, you can take out this screw that you can see, then these 2 that you can feel with a flathead screwdriver. They're not crazy tight, so you can take those out and simply remove this this back part. So you can see here you've got this gap right here. So this is the seal, or the gasket right here. You can see it's in between, but you can simply remove this part, and that accesses the impeller that's directly inside of here. Then some needle nose pliers, pull out the old impeller, and then slip the new one in. Now, a couple of notes about slipping the new one in. So one of the things I found online in another gentleman's video, I don't remember whose it was, or I'd let you know, I'd cite it because it was a really good video, was and if you look up Volvo Penta 5.7 GL in YouTube, you'll find it. The fella changes it, but one of the things he does is he wraps the impeller in a zip tie and pulls those pulls the blades in, and is able to turn them to the correct direction, and then with a little bit of Vaseline slip it right into the impeller. It worked really easy. That's what I did to replace the impeller on this. and that worked really, really well. So that being said, that's how this goes in, and so I just had to pull it out right there because I had it backwards because I didn't make note of those screws. So it's really just that simple between this information on this older model 5.7 GL and other videos you can find online. You should be able to do this repair very quickly on your own. So if I'd had this information, it would have saved me hours and hours. So good luck to you, and God bless your boat.